When I talk about the morning routine that built my millionaire mindset, I'm not just talking about habits. I'm talking about a way of thinking, a way of showing up for life before life even has a chance to show up for you. The truth is, most people lose the day before the day even starts because they wake up and immediately go into reaction mode. They grab the phone, scroll through problems, read someone else's opinions, and fill their mind with chaos before they've even taken their first deep breath. That's why my morning is designed to put me in charge of the day, not the other way around. The very first thing I do is give thanks. Gratitude is the key that unlocks the flow of abundance. I don't wait until I feel grateful. I command my spirit to be grateful. I thank God for another day, for the breath in my lungs, for the opportunities that are already lined up for me that I haven't even seen yet. Gratitude isn't just polite, it's powerful. It's impossible to complain and be grateful at the same time. Gratitude forces you to focus on what's working. And when you focus on what's working, more things start working. After gratitude, I speak my future into existence. You see, you don't just get the future you wish for, you get the future you prepare for and declare. I don't just think positive thoughts, I speak them. I say things like, today I walk in favor. Today I attract opportunities. Today I create value that multiplies. Words are creative forces, and when you start the morning by speaking possibility, you begin to live like possibility is inevitable. Then, before I feed my body, I feed my mind. Most people roll out of bed and think about what's for breakfast. I roll out of bed and think about what's for transformation. I pick up a book that stretches my thinking. I listen to something that stirs my faith. I meditate on principles that align me with purpose. This is non-negotiable because you cannot create a wealthy life with a poor mind. You cannot yield a future of freedom if your mind is shackled by fear and doubt. So every morning I renew my mind before the world tries to pollute it. I also move my body. Sometimes it's a full workout, sometimes it's stretching, but it's always something to get the blood flowing. You can't separate your mind from your body. When you move your body, you wake up your mind. Energy is a choice, not an accident. And I choose to start my day with energy because momentum loves movement. Then I take time to plan my day with purpose. I don't just write down a to-do list, I write down what outcomes I want. It's not enough to be busy. The question is, busy doing what? I look at my goals, I identify the 2 or 3 things that will move me closer to them, and I commit to those first. That way, even if the day throws curveballs, and it always does, I already know what a successful day looks like. And finally, I take immediate action. I don't wait until the afternoon when my energy is drained and distractions are everywhere. I tackle the hardest, most valuable task right away. This creates momentum. Momentum is the secret weapon of success because once you get moving, you tend to keep moving. Early wins stack up and turn into bigger victories throughout the day. This routine is not complicated, but it is intentional. It's designed to align my spirit, my mind, and my actions before the world can tell me who to be. When you win the morning, you win the day. And when you stack enough winning days together, you win the year. When you win enough years, you win the life you were meant to live. Your morning routine is not just about productivity, it's about identity. It's about deciding every single day who you are, what you stand for, and how you will show up. The millionaire mindset isn't about money first, it's about mastery first. Mastery of your emotions, mastery of your focus, mastery of your actions. When you get those right, the money will follow. But it all starts before sooner. In that quiet moment where you decide to be the creator of your day, not the victim of it. The question is not whether this works. The question is whether you will work it. If you will give your mornings the intention they deserve, your evenings will be filled with the results you desire. The very first thing I do every single morning is give thanks, and not halfway, not casual, not as a quick checklist item, but as if my life depends on it. Because it does. Gratitude is the gateway to abundance. When I wake up, I don't wait for something good to happen to me before I feel grateful. I start by creating that feeling on purpose. I thank God for my breath because someone took their last one last night. I thank Him for my mind because there are people who woke up today but didn't wake up to clarity. I thank Him for opportunities I cannot yet see because gratitude is the magnet that pulls those opportunities into view. Gratitude shifts my perspective before my feet ever hit the G ground. It changes the question from what do I have to do today to what do I get to do today? And when you change the question, you change the energy. Gratitude doesn't just make you feel better, it makes you think better. It puts you in a state where you are open to receive ideas, connections, and blessings that you would have missed if you were focused on what's missing. I don't just think gratitude silently, I speak it out loud. There's something powerful about hearing yourself say, thank you. It reminds your heart that you are already blessed. And here's the secret. When you begin the day by noticing what's good, more good starts showing up. Gratitude is like tuning a radio. You don't hear what's on until you're on the right frequency. And the frequency of gratitude tunes you into the frequency of abundance. After gratitude, I open my mouth and speak my future into existence. I don't just hope things will get better. I declare that they will. I speak with the understanding that my words are like seeds, and whatever I plant with my mouth will grow in my life. I say things like, today I am focused. Today I create value that multiplies. Today I attract the right people and opportunities. Today I operate with wisdom and confidence. I'm not waiting for life to hand me something to talk. I'm giving life something to manifest. Too many people speak their fears more than their faith. They say, it always happens to me. I can never catch a break. I'm tired of struggling. And then they wonder why struggle keeps showing up. Your words build the house you will live in. So you better make sure you're building a house you actually want to live in. When I speak my future, I do it with conviction because the words you say with belief behind them start shaping reality. This is not just about positive thinking. This is about aligning my language with my destiny. I refuse to speak words that cancel out what I'm believing for. I refuse to let my mouth become a weapon against my own future. Instead, I make my words work for me. Every sentence I speak in the morning is like putting a down payment on the future I want to experience. Before I even think about breakfast, I feed my mind. Most people wake up and immediately feed their bodies. Coffee, toast, scrolling through social media, but their minds are starving. I choose to nourish my thinking first because the quality of my thoughts determines the quality of my day. I reach for a book, an audio message, or wisdom-filled words that stretch my vision and strengthen my faith. I refuse to let the first voices I hear be fear-driven news, gossip, or negativity. Feeding my mind early is like installing the software I need to run my day. I want ideas that push me to think bigger, to solve problems differently, to expect more from myself. It's not about information overload. It's about transformation. Even 10 minutes of focused, intentional input can shift your entire perspective. It's like adding premium fuel in a car. You can't expect a high-performance life if you're filling your mind with low-grade junk. This practice reminds me that my mind is my greatest asset. Everything I build, every opportunity I create starts with a thought. So I choose to program my mind with the thoughts that match the life I want. I'm not just consuming content. I'm building a mindset that becomes the foundation for my decisions, my actions, and ultimately my results. Once my mind is nourished, I turn my attention to my body because I know my body is the vehicle that carries out the vision. I move, even if it's just for a few minutes. Some days it's a full workout, other days it's stretching or a quick walk, but I always do something that wakes up my physical energy. Movement is a signal to my brain that it's time to switch on, time to get into action. When I move my body, I shake off the sluggishness of sleep and activate creativity, focus, and clarity. I don't just exercise for looks. I move to feel unstoppable. You cannot show up to do big things with small energy. You can't pour into your business, your family, or your purpose if you're running on fumes. Moving early in the morning turns my energy into momentum, and momentum is priceless. It's hard to be mentally sharp if your body feels tired, stiff, and heavy. So I honor my body by giving it the care it needs to support the mission I'm on. Movement reminds me that success is not just mental, it's physical. A strong body supports a strong mind, and a strong mind creates a strong life. When you feel powerful physically, you show up with a different level of confidence and intensity. That's why I treat movement like a meeting with my destiny. It's not optional, it's essential. Once my spirit, mind, and body are aligned, I sit down and plan my day with purpose. I don't leave the day to chance, because if I do, life will fill it with other people's priorities. Planning my day is about deciding in advance who I want to be, what I want to accomplish, and how I want to feel when the day is done. I write down my top 3 outcomes, not just a list of random tasks, because a to-do list can make you busy but never productive. When I plan with purpose, I make sure my schedule reflects my values. I ask myself, what are the actions today that will move me closer to my vision? What are the few things that, if I complete them, will make the day a win no matter what else happens? I block time for those first. That way, if chaos hits, and it always does, I've already handled the most important moves that keep me advancing toward my goals. Planning also gives me clarity, and clarity is power. It's hard to be productive if you don't even know what winning the day looks like. Writing it down forces me to think intentionally, and thinking intentionally keeps me from drifting. The truth is, most people don't fail because of lack of talent, they fail because of lack of focus. Planning my day with purpose keeps me focused on outcomes, not just activity. Once I've planned the day, I don't sit around waiting for the perfect moment. I take action immediately. I go after the most important task first, not the easiest one. Most people waste their mornings doing busy work, checking emails, or scrolling their phones, but I use that fresh morning energy to create results. I tackle the thing that moves the needle, the task that feels big enough to scare me a little. Because when you conquer something significant early, you create a sense of momentum that carries you through the rest of the day. Action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It doesn't have to be perfect action. It just has to be forward motion. Waiting until everything feels ready is just procrastination disguised as preparation. The morning is the most powerful time to take action because your willpower is highest, distractions are lowest, and your focus is sharpest. I use that window to build something that matters, to do the hard thing before excuses have a chance to wake up. Taking immediate action also builds confidence. Confidence doesn't come from thinking about doing, it comes from doing. Every time I start the day by making progress, I reinforce the identity of someone who follows through. That's how momentum works. Action creates clarity, clarity creates confidence, and confidence fuels even more action. And that's why this morning routine is not just a checklist, it's a foundation. Every single step, from gratitude to speaking my future, from feeding my mind to moving my body, from planning with purpose to taking immediate action, is designed to put me in control of my day before the day has a chance to control me. It's not about perfection, it's about alignment. When my spirit, mind, body, and actions are aligned first thing in the morning, everything else falls into place. Winning the morning is how you win the day, and when you win enough days in a row, you start winning at life. This is how you shift from being a reactor to being a creator. This is how you stop waiting for opportunity and start building it. The millionaire mindset isn't built by one big decision. It's built by hundreds of small intentional decisions you make every single day, starting when you wake up. So tomorrow morning, when your alarm goes off, remember this. You're not just waking up to another day, you're waking up to another chance to design your future. Step into gratitude, speak life over your goals. Feed your mind with wisdom, activate your body, plan with purpose, and then move. Don't just think about the life you want. Take the first step toward it before the world even knows you're awake. If you do that consistently, you won't just have mornings that feel good, you'll have a life that feels unstoppable.